Hey Leo, welcome to your reading where we'll take a peek at emotional baggage that you may be toting around with you and how you can start to release it. So we're going to jump right on in and first start by pulling a couple of oracle cards to see the energy that's surrounding you. And the first card that we have out for you is why. Let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding my Leo collective for their emotional baggage reading. And the next card that we have out is Full Moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. All right, Leo, so you've been going through some things recently, huh? Is what it feels like. It's just like I'm envisioning someone who's sort of on their knees, like just shaking their fists at the sky, screaming like, why? Why is this happening? Why me? Why is it always me? Why can't things just work? You know, there's such a sense of frustration that's coming through for you all right now. But on the plus side, the end of a tough cycle is approaching. So it feels like the disappointments and the frustration that you have been experiencing, I'm not going to say that it happened for a reason, because if you've watched enough of my readings, I will always say that I don't believe that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes horrible shit just happens and there's no rhyme or reason. But if you're so inclined, you can pull a lesson out of it or something to think about, something that you can grow from. And so I feel like this is one of those situations, even if it's just proving to yourself how strong you are for being able to get through this. But understand that even in the face of these sort of unanswered questions and these frustrations that you've been experiencing, that it's going to come to some resolution, that things are going to ease up for you. I think in sooner rather than later, right? In very short order, because it does feel like this is something that's not like, it's been happening for the past couple of days or even the past week. I feel like this has been a series of events that have sort of stressed you to the max, where you're just like, bruh, I need a break. I need a break. I don't understand any of this, but I need some sort of reprieve. And it feels like that reprieve is coming. So let's jump into some tarot and start first by taking a look at, what baggage you're carrying around with you. What's going on? We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the 10 of Cups is really representative of the ultimate, the pinnacle in emotional happiness. And it feels like it's a little bit elusive for you right now. And I do think that for a lot of you, this has to do with a failed relationship. Ordinarily I don't do relationship specific readings, but I think that in your particular case, Leo, that's the energy that's coming out the strongest. And so this feels like there was, the death of a relationship that meant a whole lot to you, that I think you may have thought it was going to be your forever and ever and ever, and that's it. And something happened where it just imploded. And there are a lot of unanswered questions that you have that, are sort of keeping you from being able, I think, to process what has happened and to be able to move on. So we have that clarified by the Moon and the Hermit, both of them in reverse. And so with the Moon, I feel like there's, still things that are hidden. But I almost feel like little by little, things are starting to come to light for you. Almost like you had pieces of a puzzle that were kind of scattered around. And throughout this process and trying to figure out the why, it's like bit by bit, you're trying to put these pieces together to try and figure out why things happened in the way that they did. And it feels like it sort of caused you to go into a shell while you're trying to do all of this figuring out. So you may have withdrawn from friends and family. You may not be putting in a ton of effort at work. I think for some of you, there might be some level of depression that you have been experiencing because of this situation. It's just, it feels very much like someone who is lost, someone who is in the dark, and they're just trying to find a little bit of a sliver of light that, you're trying to just reconcile in your own head what happened. Like, how did I end up here? And why did this happen? So, how this is sort of weighing down your daily life, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So the Page of Pentacles is a pretty naive energy. It's someone who has a little bit of stability to offer, not terribly much, right? They're a little bit unsure of themselves, but they're starting. And so it feels like this situation showing up in your life has really thrown you off balance. And it feels as though you don't necessarily know what stability looks like anymore. It's something that you thought you had, and it didn't turn out to be the case. And so now it's almost like you're a newborn horse, like, how you see them come out of their mother's womb and they kind of stumbling around because they can't get their feet under them. That feels like where you are right now, Leo. That you're struggling for that stability, and you feel very, very off. You feel all over the place. And we have the Lovers in reverse. So again, for a lot of you, I think that this did have to do with a romantic relationship, where it's like there's this loss of a partner that you haven't been able to sort of move past. And you just keep sort of replaying things over and over and over in your head, trying to find some answers. It feels like it consumes a lot of your thought processes right now, to the detriment of, other people, other things that you could ordinarily enjoy, but just don't have the room for because this is so heavy on your mind. Now, you began carrying this emotional baggage with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Again, this is about being abundant and stable within yourself, right? Not looking to any external factors to provide that for you. I think that you were very, very wrapped up in this relationship, and that you may have not focus so much on your own stability or building your own foundation independent of this other person. And so when things didn't go well with them, it's like everything fell apart because you didn't have your own sort of foundation and abundance to fall back on. So there may have been a little bit of codependency that was happening in this relationship. We have that clarified by the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. You gave a lot, maybe more than you should have in this relationship. Where the 4 of Pentacles, when it's upright, is really about holding back. It's about protecting those pentacles, keeping something for yourself instead of just giving it all away to somebody else. And I feel like for my Leos out there, a lot of you, that's exactly what you did. You kept giving and giving and giving, and you stored nothing away for yourself. That there is this sense that if you keep providing for this person, then they're going to provide back for you. And that simply isn't what happened in this case. So, how can you start to let go of this baggage that you've been holding on to? We have Temperance in reverse. So temperance is really about balance. It's about patience. It's about sort of that equal give and take, that blending of two minds. And if I'm being perfectly honest with you, Leo, I do feel like it might be time for you to start being a little bit more selfish as it relates to how you interact with people. And this is not to say that you have to be mean or that you can't give anything. But I think that there's a need for you to nurture yourself So where you have been sort of pouring into people around you, it's now time to redirect that energy a little bit and start pouring into yourself. And it might feel a little bit imbalanced. It might feel a little bit off to you because I think you've been so accustomed to giving and just giving and giving. But we have the Emperor that came out to clarify. The Emperor is very much a boss energy. This is someone who is smart. They are very capable. They are very stable. They are very abundant. They don't necessarily have the same sort of feminine nurturing energy as the Empress, but they damn sure can take care of themselves. And so it feels as though, again, now the focus needs to be on you. That's where your energy needs to start going. Instead of dwelling on this other person, start dwelling on you and what's going to make you happy and whole. So what will you gain by letting go of this? We have the Knight of Swords. So it's interesting because the Knight of Swords can be a pretty fickle energy. They tend to move very quickly. They're in and out. But the one thing about the Knight of Swords is that they are actually fairly thoughtful. They're not stupid. They're very smart. And so I do feel like as you sort of step into your Emperor energy, as you start to focus more on yourself, you are going to sort of gain this sense of self and this level of discernment that's going to allow you to dip in and dip out of situations once you realize what they are. So let's say that you meet somebody else and you're engaging with them and you notice that they're not reaching out to you, regularly. It takes them forever to respond. They're not really initiating conversations or going out. Your Knight of Swords is going to kick in and it's going to be like, you know what? I don't think that this is what I'm looking for. Okay, bye-bye. Bye. I'm out. I'm gone. Deuces. Good luck to you. Hope you find somebody that matches your vibe because I'm not it. And so I think that you're going to have that ability to, again, sort of flirt in and out of situations based on what it is that you feel is best for you. And we have that clarified by the Four of Cups in reverse. Now, the Four of Cups is really about being bored with options, not really taking things seriously, just kind of throwing things away. Again, I think that you're going to be thoughtful about, the people that you have around you, the people that you engage with. You're going to be able to use that sense of discernment to decide whether or not you want to entertain someone's offer or whether or not you're going to sort of keep it where it is. Like, not particularly interested, but, thanks anyway. Thanks for trying. But I do feel like you're going to be in a better position to evaluate people that come into your life based on what they show you and based on you trusting yourself. So a lesson that you're learning because of this situation and the baggage, we have the Magician in reverse. And so the Magician, when it's upright, is someone who has all of the tools that they need in life. They have the sword, they have the cup, they have the pentacle, they have the wand. They can use all of them however they see fit for what's in their best interest. But the Magician can also be a little bit of a manipulative energy, right? So I feel like for my Leos out there, you're coming into awareness that you can have everything in the world. And if you're giving it to the wrong person, it's not going to make a difference. You might as well not have anything at all. That there is, for the wrong person, there is nothing that you're going to be able to do that's going to make them happy or satisfied or content with you. So you might as well take all of your tools, take all of your gifts, and reserve them for someone who is actually going to appreciate it. It doesn't feel as though this person did. And you kept giving, you kept giving, you kept trying. And we have that clarified by the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of being on the outside, looking in, and feeling a sense of lack. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you're not losing anything by consistently pouring into the wrong person. That, you're not going to be shut out if you choose to use discernment, if you choose to focus the energy on you. There are going to be some people that you're going to have to walk away from, and some people may be confused, feeling left out in the cold and all of that good stuff. That's not a you problem. That's a them problem. But for right now, you have to do what's best for you. And I think that the biggest lesson in all of this is making sure that you take care of yourself first, that you give to people who are giving back to you, so that you're not this sort of bottomless well of just constantly trying for people who, quite frankly, don't deserve it. Now, another message from Spirit that we have for you is refine your attention. So look at that. More discernment, more being thoughtful about where your energy and your time and your emotions go. So where you've been very much focused on trying to figure this person out and the whys of everything. Why did they act like that? Why did they treat me this way? Why didn't this work out? Why didn't why is it that what I did wasn't enough? Why? It's time to refine your attention and get off the whys and focus inward. Focus on taking care of you, because all of this energy and attention that you're giving to this past situation, to this past person, is not helping you at all. It's going to keep you stuck in this space. So reframe your thoughts, refine your attention, and start the process of moving forward as a stronger, more thoughtful person. So that's what I got for my Leos out there. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.